Good morning. Just a quick update. So last night when my sister's carer came, she she hadn't she hadn't finished for the night. So I already said in the previous video that I did last night, that I didn't get any work done. But that aside, given that I think the title of the one I put up last night was called Super Selfish Me. Obviously, that's my sense of humor, me being sarcastic. So they say we mustn't blow our own trumpets. But or there's a saying, the person who blows the person who blows his own trumpet is usually a soloist. Right, so I'm doing this video now because perhaps it might help someone along the line, someone who's struggling with, I don't know, basically, let me just put it plainly. Maybe there are selfish people out there who need to learn something, how to be better people, right? Because maybe they don't see any examples. So, anyway, so I was up and down the stairs yesterday 4 times, 4 flights of stairs, 42 stairs in total. Not that I'm complaining, because for me, I look at it as exercise. So when she came for the evening visit, I always ask her, is this your last one? So it wasn't, because one of her clients who was in the hospital, she's out now, so she has to see her 4 times a day, so that's 4 additional visits. So she still needed to go and see her, and that visit includes a bus journey, so she had to travel by bus. So she began coming up the stairs, and I said, no, go back. So obviously, whatever it was that she was going to do for my sister, it's late. I didn't get any work done anyway, so it's not going to kill me to do that. And how fortunate was it that I suggested she not come, that she go to the other client, because she said when she got there, she was on the floor, she fell over, and there's a relative, I don't want to give details, but there's a relative who's got cameras set up in this woman's apartment, so can see what's going on. So she falls over frequently because she's very elderly, and can see what's going on. The relative doesn't live too far away, so could easily get transport, whether they drive or not, could easily jump in a cab and go and attend to the relative, but chose not to. So anyway, when the carer went, she had that to deal with, and so it delayed her. But the fact that I'd said to her not to bother, I will take care of my sister, I then gave her an additional half hour, because she has a family that she needed to get home to, and she gets up very early in the morning. So she's always very grateful whenever I give her time out. So you can see the background. This is where I've been sleeping here for the past 7 months on the sofa. And right immediately to my left, that's where I work. So literally, when I'm working on the sewing machine, I sit right here on the sofa, and I work in the same place where I sleep, and I've been doing this for 7 months, which is funny because I spent yesterday on Twitter being told that I'm selfish and I'm a piece of shit, and I'm, the names under the sun. But whoever's watching this, there's a saying, judge not that ye be not judged. It's not a saying, it's in the Bible. Judge not that ye be not judged, for with what judgment you judge, you shall also be judged. Right, so just because I don't wander around playing the victim, like, like on Twitter yesterday, I wasn't on there doing the, well, I'm here and I've got problems and this and that and the other. I wasn't on there pulling any victim card or trying to do that to make people back off. I just let people say whatever they want to say. But it's not just on Twitter where people don't know you. In in reality, there are people who know what's going on with me here with my sister, and I mean the carer comes every day, so she knows the drill. She knows the score. But like I said, I am still mindful, irrespective of the fact that I am very time poor. I am still mindful that come rain, come shine, when it was snowing recently, she still had to be out there. It was raining heavily over the weekend, and she still had to be out there on the road from 5 o'clock in the morning right through. Sometimes she doesn't get home until 9 p.m. I'm very mindful of other people's situation, irrespective of my own. And it all right, so I just came off the phone. It's now just coming up to 20 to 8, and I've just come off the phone. I called mother because she took the vaccine, and what the reason I phoned her, I was checking to see if she's having any side effects. Um, I know why I've done that. Um, you know, not so much I've done research, but I've heard things about delayed effects. About, it's a bit like with coronavirus. If you've had it and you die within 28 days of having it, they will put it on your certificate that you died from with coronavirus, whatever. So similarly, it's the delaying effects of the vaccine. So that's why I called. That's why I was checking up on. But I've phoned and I relayed to her what I've just said with regards to Kara, because she used to be in the same field. That's what she used to do for a job at one point. And she said that some of the clients used to, like what I've done, like what I do sometimes with my sister's carer. She would turn up and they say, "Oh, you don't need to come today." Um, they just sort of they'd let her go. Because if they needed shopping or something, they would give her the list from the day before and she'd bring it, and then they just she'd give them the shopping, and then they say, "Oh, you can go now. You don't need to do anything." So she's experienced that from some of the people she used to, some of her clients that she used to look after. So obviously, so she can relate. But that's not what I call, like, was checking up on her. So this is me, the cold, heartless, selfish piece of shit, sort of using my brain to find a way of checking in on somebody without them knowing that I'm actually checking in on them. And this is my history. This is how I do things when I so I've said before that people misinterpret my actions. So sometimes people will think something negative of me, not knowing that that what I'm doing is I'm actually helping them. So I've checked, and she's all right. She's still herself. She's not complaining about any side effects or anything. Even though the past couple of days she was saying that she was tired. So she is fine, and obviously I checked in because she's gonna be 79 in a couple of months' time or so. So that is how I do my good deeds. I do them without people even knowing, right? So I don't wear them on my sleeve to say, "Oh, how are you? I'm worried because the AstraZeneca vaccine, some of the countries, some of the European countries like Germany, France, and God knows which other ones, they've called a halt on it for the time being." Right, so I didn't mention any of that. I didn't do the fear and panic and pass that on, because like with my sister, I've said this when sometimes people, well, they don't contact now because I've sort of said what I had to say to them, and I don't respond to the messages of this caliber. But it will be messages like, "Oh, how's your sister? Tell her I'm worried about her," and it's like, that's about you. If you're telling somebody you're worried about them, why say that? Can't you come out and say it a different way? So, as I said, when I do my good works, people don't know. In fact, some people even think that I'm doing it for me. You know, like I don't know, maybe like I'm trying to get close to them, like I'm lonely, like I'm bored or something. And in reality, I'm actually checking up to make sure that they're okay. But it's just that I don't, like I said just now with mother, she doesn't know that I phoned to check to see if she's having any side effects from the vaccine. But that's how I do what I do. But you know, as I said, I'm doing this for all the selfish people out there who it wouldn't occur to think of others or help. So as I've said, I'm very time poor. I'm 4 days. I don't know how much work I'm gonna get done today, but I'm literally 4 days behind my schedule that I'd set for myself work wise, and that schedule of itself isn't my normal schedule. If I was thinking in terms of my normal schedule, I'd probably be 8 days behind at the rate that I work. So I what's this? There's that song. You've got your troubles, I've got mine. There's a lot of things that I need to get done, paperwork wise, and all of that, for my sister. In addition to everything else, but you won't hear me complaining. It's like I do what I can do. I do what I can't do. I just leave it, and you know, whatever happens happens. So I take care of the immediate things that need taken care of. But as said, there are people who install cameras in their relatives' properties, and they can sit there and watch the relative fall and be on the floor and do nothing about it. So I'm not going to speculate on what kind of a person that might be, beyond saying maybe they're just waiting for the person to die so they can get their inheritance, because I can't think why else you would have a camera there if you're not going to do anything about it or alert someone. So you know, to be sarcastic, I will finish by saying be kind. See you guys later.